Hey pumpkin people, Cindy here. A lot of people have been noticing what they think is straw around my plants this year. It's not straw, it's reed canary grass, and it doesn't have any seeds in it, and I love it. Let me show you why. Okay, right now I'm just outside of the patch and I want to show you my soil. It's sand. It is sand, and if you've ever walked on a hot beach before, you know how painful that can be. And this sand gets really hot. If I use a thermometer on the surface of it, it can get up to 120, 140 degrees on a hot day. And so that's not good when you're trying to grow pumpkin roots. And so I thought I would try mulching this year with this reed canary grass. That's my number one reason, to keep the soil a little bit cooler. The other awesome thing about it is I haven't weeded this patch all year. If we look next door at the other patch, pretty much no weeds. There's just a couple things popping up, but those are easily taken care of. So I don't have time with showing horses and growing giant pumpkins and all the other crazy things I do to be weeding all the time. And so that's the second reason why I like this. The third reason is it's really soft and clean. And so I can be down on my knees working in the patch and not get dirty. I mean, my hands get dirty, but I would be a pumpkin grower if my hands weren't dirty, but the rest of me stays nice and clean. I love it. Yeah. So the other reason why I love it is because if we get down in here, that soil is staying so much more evenly moist throughout. And mulch, no matter what kind of mulch you use, that's one of its benefits, is to keep the soil nicely moist. And when the soil is nicely moist, I am finding way more roots. So cleanliness keeps the weeds down, coolness of my soil, more rooting. What would be the drawbacks? Hauling hay, finding reed canary grass. I did find some. There's a valley that gets a little swampy. That's where it likes to grow, in swampy areas. And not too far from me, about 20 minutes. And so I was able to load it up, but then of course I've got to load it all up and haul it here, and so it is a little bit of work in that regard, but I think in the end it's going to be less work because I'm not weeding. Last year I used it on an experimental plant, and I was really kind of afraid of my vines rotting. Would they be too moist? Would they just rot in the dark, moist soil? Would it steal nitrogen? And I was pleasantly surprised. No, they did not steal nitrogen, because I'm keeping it dry on top. See, I can just scooch it out of the way. It is not rotting down under there. It's just a nice, thick, dry layer on top. And it did not steal nitrogen from my plants. My tests showed good. My leaves looked good. And my vines did not rot, and I had better leaf node rooting on that plant. So maybe give it a try if you have a plant that, like last year I did, that the pumpkin blew up, and then I was able to do a little experimenting. And for my climate and my soil, I am going to keep doing this. I love it. Now, a lot of people wonder and ask, well, how did you do it? Well, once the pumpkin was planted and started to grow in a little Christmas tree, and I got my T-tapes down, then I just went in with the straw, covered the whole area up, covered those T-tapes up. And then when it's time to bury the leaves, all I do is find where it ended, and I scooch that hay out of the way on both sides, just like that. Scooch back so you can see that. And then I take my fork here and I get that soil rocked back, just like normal. I'll run that vine under my T-tapes, put my trench mix in, bury it up, and then I scooch that hay right back under the leaves. So very, very easy. Well, they say fortune favors the bold, something like that, and I don't think I've ever seen any giant pumpkin plants mulched with hay before. So hopefully this is an innovation that will show some good dividends on the scale this fall. Like I said, I did it last year on an experimental plant. I did set another pumpkin on that plant, but everything that I set on it just blew up. It's just one of those kind of seeds, you know, we all get them. But that had nothing to do with the hay mulch. The plant was uber healthy, and I anticipate these plants will do really well with this mulch. And so we'll find out at the end of the year, but it's always good to try new things. I learned this from a world record tomato grower. He wrote a book. He grew like the world record yield on a single plant. And one of the things that he talked about was part of his program. One of the most important things was mulching. And so I thought, you know, I'm going to give that a try. I think we should all be learning from each other, whether we're giant pumpkin growers, giant tomato growers, giant watermelon growers. We've all got some really cool, innovative ideas to learn from each other. So I'm excited to see how this mulch does this year. So check it out as I go. Hopefully we get some good big pumpkins.